You also invented the solid body amplified guitar, electric guitar?
Yeah, I was the first. But it went like this. In 1928, I was working at a barbecue stand, like a hamburger stand at the side of the road. And the cars would drive in, the car hops would serve you at the car. And the people couldn't hear me perform. And I thought it was a good idea to make some money performing for the people in the car. But they complained they couldn't hear me. So I took my mother's telephone, did a hysterectomy on it, took the mouthpiece, used it as a microphone, fed it through my mother's radio. And everybody said it was great, but they couldn't hear the guitar. So I took a phonograph pickup, jabbed it in the top of the guitar, turned that on, played it through my father's radio, next to my mother's radio, one on one side of the stage, one on the other. And now they were happy. They could hear the guitar, and they could hear my voice and the harmonica and my jokes and whatever, right? And my singing.
Wow.
And that was the beginning. But I found out that the acoustical guitar fed back, and it didn't give me all the sounds that I wanted to hear. And so an electric acoustic, while I was the inventor of that, I wasn't satisfied with it. So I took a piece of railroad track and I strung a string across a solid piece of steel, placed the other earpiece of the telephone, the earpiece, not the mouthpiece, the earpiece, under the string, plucked a note, and I picked up the energy of the string, creating this voltage, putting it through my father's amplifier, and I heard the first electric guitar on a railroad track. And I said, now I really have a problem, because I can't see Gene Autry riding on a horse with a railroad track. And so I says, I'm going to have to devise something made out of wood. And of course, I worked on the wood guitar with no holes in it, and finally ended up in 1941 saying, here's the answer. And I had made a 4x4, and I walked into a club playing a 4x4, and everybody laughed. So I put wings on it, and they couldn't tell that it wasn't a guitar. And everybody loved it.
Is the guitar what made you famous? And were you with Mary Ford at that time?
Well, I wasn't with Mary, but I had been doing so many things to make the electric guitar. It was a battle, but I managed to make the electric guitar well known throughout the United States, and that it was an instrument that should be recognized as something different than a straight guitar. And that it not only could be louder, but we could do so many different things with it. And consequently, I worked my way from New York with Fred Waring out to Chicago with Ben Burney, and from Ben Burney and Gene Autry, I went out to California. In California, I joined Bing Crosby, the Andrews sisters, Dinah Shore, Amos Nander, Phoebe McGee, and Molly, and my goodness, anybody that you can name, I was with. And it was out there in California that I was looking for a country girl singer for a special program that I wished to do for NBC. I was doing a lot of jazz show, I was doing a lot of different type shows, and I saw Gene Autry on the street one day. Said, Gene, do you know of a good country singer? He says, I think that what you're looking for, I got. And you're welcome to have her. She's singing in a trio. And she'd be perfect for you, for your hillbilly program. So I used her on the country show, and I called her Mary Lou. And Mary and I became inseparable. And she followed me from city to city, and she was a guitar hippie for 5 years. So she sure knew what I was doing and how I thought. And was I amazed to find such a talent as Mary, a girl that I was living with, going with, and had no idea that this was the one person in the whole world that I needed so much was Mary. And she turned out to not only be a great housewife, partner, bartender, psychiatrist, but a great performer and a great part of my success. And the album speaks for itself.
How many years were you together?
Well, we were together until 1964, from 1945. We started in 1945, went together 5 years. In 49, I discovered Mary was the girl for me to play in our trio. So from 49 until 64. In 64, Mary said she'd had it. She didn't want any more show business. And I couldn't blame her, because I don't advise any lady, any woman, any female to go out there and fight that battle. It's a tough battle to be a musician, to be an entertainer.
Well, it sounds like you had a marvelous life. You've done so much.
And I intend to do a lot more.
You're going to continue this?
Yeah, I'm going to continue it until I come back again, then I'll finish it.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, you're a doll. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.